Hi guys, and welcome to a kind of, I guess a kind of update video on this. Basically, I was kind of looking through texture packs for Dakr City, and a really good modern texture pack, and I just couldn't find anything that really stood out. Now that I've been using Conquest for kind of the medieval stuff, I kind of wanted an equivalent that had that kind of in-depth stuff that you could do with the extra blocks, with the connected textures, all that kind of stuff. That was going to be constantly worked on with the modern stuff, but I just couldn't find it. Modern HD was the closest, but it just doesn't have, you know, it's got like 2 connected textures, I think, in the whole thing. So I decided, why the hell not? And you guys that follow me on Facebook will know this before this video goes out. You know, I said, just kind of, why the hell not? I'm going to start my own. So I've still got lots and lots to do, but basically what I've been doing is using the metadata, the same as you use on Conquest. So this is all stone, but it's all different types of stone, and it's all got connected textures with itself. If you don't have Optifine or connected textures, I'll actually show you what it looks like. There we go. You'll literally just get the base stone, and that's it. So you can just see it's alright, but it's kind of a bit boring, and this is kind of my default stone texture. It's just very, very simple. And it's kind of used for concrete mainly more than anything else in this texture pack, but I'll just switch to my actual, not this crap. I'll switch to there we go, connected textures on. I'll do fancy. So I'll just go through and detail kind of these ones. So I've got this basic stone, and this is pretty cool. It basically wraps around itself. It's pretty big as well, which is quite nice, but it just kind of is all connected. Looks really cool, nice and basic. The next one, which is, these are the metadatas, and I won't be releasing this pack for download until I've kind of got the kind of bigger chunk of it. This is mainly just me working on it for about 4 or 5 hours, just to show you guys kind of what I've got and stuff like that, and I can get your input. So I've got a kind of light mossy rock, which will be, you know, you just do 1-1 to get that with kind of world edit. So this is kind of quite nice. It's quite light. We've then got a heavier moss rock, which is kind of quite heavy, quite beefy. I quite like that. Light icy rock, so this has kind of got a bit more of an icy feel to it. This actually works really, really well just as a kind of normal floor as well, kind of on outside areas, as kind of like a different type of concrete. This is kind of like a heavy ice rock, and I'll show you where this one actually fits in. It doesn't look great there, but it does work really well. And then got dark stone and light stone. These are just variants on that one over there. So actually just grab the stone, there we go. You can see the kind of different thing there. So then you can actually use that as decoration, and you've then got 3 colours basically to mess around with that. We've then got, what is this, dark cliffs, so we've got some sort of cliff layer there, and kind of lighter cliffs, and then the default texture pack, or not texture, the default texture that you get if you don't have connected textures on, which is this kind of concrete. This is terrible. I'm still learning about the grass and dirt and stuff like that. This isn't even connected textures, it's just a single block. This is crap. This I'll just completely destroy, but I need to get podzol as well. I've switched out cobblestone for this kind of road material, so it's kind of like this instead, and the reason being is I needed something with slabs in it, so I kind of decided to go with the kind of cobblestone, just because it works a little bit better, so you can go up ramps and stuff with that, and it doesn't really take too much away from it. Now that I've got these different types of stones in the metadatas, you know, I don't really need a cobblestone too much, and if I do, I'll kind of throw it into one of the other ones as metadata. So I've got cobblestone normal. Then what I've got is I've got this, which is basically manhole covers, so it kind of spawns random manhole covers. These aren't really placeable normally like this, but they are completely, they kind of mix right into the actual kind of texture themselves, which is really cool. I'll show you actually an example of those, but there's 3 manhole covers at the minute. I'm still messing around with them. I'm not too happy with this one yet. This one is just kind of an experimental thing. I'm basically going to plan on making a load of potholes with this. I've just done a load of squiggles and just to get the random blocks to see what that works. I've got another one here and another one here, which I don't know what I'm going to do with these 2. But something that goes on roads, I was thinking of possibly putting a line through, using the connected textures to make the line go around the outside, so we don't have to have, like over here, we've got the whole block there. I'm going to try it and see what happens. Mossy cobble, haven't done anything with. Now onto wood. All of these are going to change. Oak wood planks, don't like that, don't like that. Kind of, I kind of like the birch, that's alright. Jungle wood, I don't like that. So basically been just messing around with them. But we do have the extra metadata stuff, and all of these are metadata, so I'm going to fill up all of these with stuff, with extra stuff. We've got cardboard boxes, so these are quite cool. And this kind of forms a big multi-block. It all kind of wraps around, so you're going to get a variation. They're not all the same, as you can see. You kind of got this big line going through here, but it's connected to this block here. But it is different. So you kind of got all this kind of stuff, so that's cool. That'll be good for kind of offices, garages, that kind of stuff. This one is one of my favourites. Unfortunately, I still haven't... I kind of need to have a mess around with it. But basically... It's not that one. It's not that one. It's this one. Basically, you need to have it in the right place. You can see where it's trying to go. So you have to have it on the right block. And then it kind of becomes this really cool crate. I want to do it so that you can do it anywhere. If I, for example, did it one block down, like here, it's kind of half there. But you can see that it's not right. And there you can have it going in the ground. So... I'm going to mess around with it, with the connected textures, to see if I can do it so you can place it anywhere. Otherwise, you'll just have this cool kind of big crate that will look amazing on docks and warehouses and stuff like that. I kind of really like that. I'm really happy with how that turned out, but I do need to have a play around with it to try and make it into a kind of bigger one. Or if I wanted, for example, a 3x3 version of it, it'd be nice to actually have that, because at the minute it just looks like this, which it kind of tiles. So, I mean, you could have, and I'll just show you this. When I destroy this. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Do this, do a 4x4, and throw it all on this. I actually did it on the wrong place. I should have counted that where it should have gone. So if I take this away, take those away, and put those down. I'll show you what I'm trying to do in a second. There we go. So you can kind of get those. There. So that's what I was trying to do. So you get these kind of nice big crates. So obviously if you had these kind of stacked, and they do work stacked, as long as you stack them in the kind of right place. So you could get some, you know, crazy stuff with that, and that looks cool. But I do want to make it so that it wraps all around. But you can kind of imagine kind of a warehouse, you know. We've got some of these stacked like this, and then you can use the cardboard boxes or whatever to fill up other bits. And I'm going to do a load of that kind of stuff so that warehouses look awesome. What else have I got? Gravel, I'm still working on gravel. I've been working on this kind of heavy gravel here, and I've got light gravel. I'll go into a load of different ones of those, so I'm still working on that. Here's just an example of some of the stuff. So here's the road. So this is my cobblestone. Doesn't look like cobblestone, and I've got quartz as well. This I need to mess around with. This is my stone slabs. What I was trying to go for is something that works as a sidewalk, but also is like a cinder block. And this is kind of what I came up with. I'm not happy with it at all. I'm probably going to change it completely and just rip it out. I also need to, with connected textures, add random blemishes on it. But there you go. You can see those drains then. There you go. There's a couple of different variations there. That's all of them, actually. So I got this one, and this one. I really like this one. So I was tempted as well to get some sort of drain texture for basically on the sidewalk. So I might try that out, and I've still got metadata, so I might try that out and shove it onto one of those. I haven't actually put the potholes in, but here you can see a kind of little scene, and you can see what it kind of looks like. It looks really nice and, well, it looks nice and dirty. It looks kind of grungy, and that's what I kind of want to do with this texture pack. Is I don't want it to look perfectly clean. Modern HD looks a little bit too clean. Obviously these roads do, which is why I've kind of made that metadata. But yeah, Modern HD looks too clean. This looks nice and dirty. This looks like a grimy kind of place. I've also got kind of shutters, which I switched out the clay for these kind of extra blocks. And I'll go through all of the different clay blocks a bit later on. You've also got this other rock variation. We've got that light cliff, so I've kind of mixed that in with this heavy stuff here. And you can see how it wraps around, and it works really nicely. It's kind of seamless together, which I'm really happy about. Got the crate and a big door there. So let's fly down and have a look. I need to destroy that later. The next thing that I've been working on, oh yeah, my bedrock. I'm ridiculously happy with this bedrock. This turned out absolutely amazingly. I'm so stupidly happy with that, because it works as bedrock, and it also works as kind of like a really nice ornate, or whatever, however you pronounce it, kind of thing there. We then got different types of sand, and we've got loads, and I'm planning on doing as many as I can, basically like the same way what we did with stone. Filling these all out, and I'll show you kind of why. So we've got the basic sand here. Obviously you can see it sideways, and I'll show you this kind of riverbed over in here in a second. We've got normal sand, you got your red sand, which of course is in one of the updates. We then got a lighter sand, and this doesn't look that much lighter. I have actually got the sand block, but it is quite a bit lighter. And I'll show you why I've done that. And I've also got this darker sand, and I'll show you why I've done that as well. This is more of a kind of soily sand. And the reason is so that you get kind of a transition. You have the normal sand, which you can just use anywhere if you don't have the metadatas and all that kind of stuff. The lighter sand, which is like really dry desert, and then you've also got this kind of darker, kind of soily sand, which is used for kind of riverbeds. I've also got a smooth sand if you don't like any of those, so I've added that in as a metadata. Cracked sand as well, and this I'm going to destroy. I was messing around with sand and pebbles and trying to get a texture to wrap around that, but I'm not happy with it at all. I could, I guess, use it with the gravel. I don't know. But I'm not too sure about it. It kind of looks like rubbish, so I might actually do that for a scrapyard or something. But this is what I've got over here. So this is what I was thinking with those 3 types of sand. And basically, you've got this kind of darker sand here for the kind of one that's next to the water. So it makes your deserts look more interesting, and you can obviously use World Painter for this. You have this kind of darker sand, the next one, and then you got the really light sand up here. And you can tell the kind of color differences when you go up higher. I need to texture all these kind of dead bushes, but they're not as important. So you kind of get that, which I think looks really cool. And really works quite nicely, actually. So that's why I've kind of done that on there. I'm wondering what else I need to do. All these woods. I need to do the sponges. Glass. Glass, I'm going to change this texture completely. This is basically when I decided to do the texture pack. I decided to start with glass because it doesn't have much in it. But to make glass look good, it's actually more difficult than I kind of realised. So I need to redo this, but there's a load of metadatas with these as well. That'll be added in. All these other blocks. Is there anything else I need? Yeah, my wool. So this I still need to kind of mess around with. This is just currently a single texture. I need to do the connected textures on it to make it kind of variate. But we got white wool, orange wool, magenta, light blue, yellow. I think that needs to be stronger. It's a bit too meh. Lime, pink. I'll tell you what I think of that. Grey wool is very, very dark. I need to lighten that because it's very, very similar to wherever the cobblestone is over there. Light grey as well. Cyan, purple, blue, brown, green. I think I need to darken that green. I think it's too bright. Red and black. I've made the black really black. So I might actually lighten this up and then use, for example, the block of coal to make it really dark. But what I was thinking is when I have tunnels in the city... Go away, donkey. I can just use this and it just makes it look... It already makes it look like it disappears even in the sunlight. So that's kind of what I'm thinking with that. What else have I done? Have I done anything else? Oh yeah, Nether brick. I need to really mess with this. I've just made it ridiculously red at the minute, like a royal red. I'm probably going to make that black. I'm probably going to make the Nether brick black so that with the stealth ship, not stealth ships, stealth planes and things like that, and black planes like the B2, it'll kind of work better with that. Obsidian, I'm going to change this definitely because I think for a modern thing, I don't really need it to look like obsidian. I tried to go with this kind of weird purple magic-y texture, which does look cool. Don't get me wrong, that does look cool, but where am I going to use it in a city? And that's what I've got to think. So I'm probably going to change that out as well. You can see the kind of cinder stuff here. What the hell's that? Cracked sandstone. That looks weird. Oh yeah, that's the default texture. That's why. This is my just kind of quartz. If I actually just grab the quartz wherever it is. There we go. Block of quartz. I haven't done a connected texture on this yet, but it does look quite cool already. So this will look even better when I've kind of got a connected texture. But it's just got a kind of light kind of quartzness to it. Quite cool, and obviously the stairs and stuff look good with that as well. So I've kind of got that. Don't know what that donkey's doing. It's a pain in the ass. Get it? Because he's an ass. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to mess around with the connected textures on that. I also need to do all the pillars and stuff I currently haven't. Let's jump into the kind of other world I've got. Oh, actually, I was going to show you this quickly. I'll fly over here first, and I'll show you. So this is a door. So I need to redo the glass. I need to redo these glass doors, but basically the wooden doors I'm planning on having as glass. And you can see that I've, at least down here, the there'll be a couple of bits from Conquest Texture Pack. Basically what I used that as a kind of base to figure out the connected textures stuff. So I need to also change a kind of little bits of those. But yeah, glass doors I think, and then I'll have for iron doors, I'll have the kind of more solid stuff. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, let's jump over to another one. Okay, so here we are, just having a look at the other stuff. So there we go. So there's another example of the kind of glass and glass doors. I need to change the glass, 100%. I've got a weird material on my hand. So I'm going to change that. But another kind of use for the glass doors is kind of like fridge doors in convenience stores. And I'm going to try and make them work for both. I think that would look really cool. And I might get an extra block as well. Probably one of the wooden blocks as kind of like a freezer type thing. So it variates different types of frozen food. It sounds kind of boring, but it'll make it look interesting. So here we go. Here's another road. So this is just me just basically spamming all of those blocks to try them out. So you can see the kind of marks that you get, the kind of random blobs. And those will be proper potholes. So they'll look kind of like they're actually indented into the road. So you can make it look damaged. Again, need to change that cinder block. These are cool. Basically what I decided to do with my clay blocks is, instead of... I was thinking, well, I'm going to make my wool work for the same as if it's going to be coloured clay or wool. And I was going to make the clay kind of like floor patterns and roof patterns, like extra ones. So you can see I've got loads here. A lot of these are work in progress, but for example, white stained clay, this turned out really well as kind of like tiles. I'm really happy with that. It's kind of like a quartz texture with just kind of girder marks on it. Really cool. This is going to change. I was trying to figure out a cool way to get kind of like a sidewalk for these. And I realised that I'm up on a slab, so it didn't work at all. So I need to just get rid of that completely. I've got a really pinky roof. I think I'm going to strengthen this one up a bit. It's basically like a kind of tiled roof like that. Kind of interesting. I'm not 100% sure on it. I think I might make the texture bigger so that it fills out, if that makes sense. Light blue. This is a kind of tile that you can kind of walk on, of course. But it also kind of works as a roof as well. So I wanted something like that. That works quite nicely. This I'll probably change. It's just kind of like a fancy flooring. I'm not really too sure. I might keep it for the time being. But it's basically kind of like you kind of see next to pools, swimming pools and things like that. It's kind of that stone. I just need to again kind of retexture it a little bit and mess around with it. Another floor, kind of cool pattern there, which just wraps really nicely. This, there we go. For some reason it's on pink. Don't ask. But we've basically got a camouflage, and I'm going to make this bigger as well. But that's quite cool. I kind of like the idea of it actually. And you can see I've got some tents over there. So I'm going to kind of mess around with that even more. Probably connected texture some stuff so that it looks even better. But yeah, that's quite a cool idea. This is going to change as well. This was kind of like a worn metal, but the texture that I used some free seamless textures for some of these. This one was one of them. It kind of has this weird line on it. I'm not keen on the line. It kind of defines it too much. This needs to change. It's not wrapped around. This is quite cool. This is for kind of shutters, but also metal planks. So what I'm trying to do with the textures is I'm trying to give them all kind of multi-uses. So this one could work easily as kind of like metal walkway or something like that. That kind of fits here, but it is also kind of like a garage, or I can't remember what you call it in America. Maybe you do call it a garage. I don't know. But it's basically one of those doors, like electronic doors, which can be used for, you know, military things, as like these locks or whatever. Loads and loads of different things, or maybe even at night. Oh, it'd be cool if at night I could get my city to actually have these come up all around the shops, wouldn't it? Yeah. Like that's going to happen. But, you know, it's kind of an idea there. We've then got a kind of more deserty kind of bush camo. A bigger version of that as well, of that kind of smaller one here. So again, this is for planks. And I need to kind of variate this, get rid of this blob that we got here, and have it only appear every so often. That kind of works as like bigger shutter doors. We've also got this other roof here, which this is kind of like a kind of another tile. I kind of like this as well. So this would work kind of as roofs as well as kind of like a worn path, which is kind of a bit overgrown. This one I hate. I really hate it. It's changing definitely soon. This was awesome. This was off another dude that I found that he did free seamless textures. I just plonked this in and it worked instantly. It's a really awesome floor. So I might kind of mess around with this as well a little bit more to smooth it out a little bit, just because the kind of edges right at the edge here on the block, it doesn't quite line up with everything. It's not directly in line. I need to have possibly these two gold ones that need to be kind of evenly spaced. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but I'm probably going to mess around with that. And the same again with this as a kind of like kitchen floor, and it's going the other way, diagonals, which works really nicely. I think it actually works kind of better when it goes diagonal rather than normal. So we've got these tents, so these look pretty cool. Small little army tents, and then another one over here. This one, this texture I'm too happy about. This one I am, I just need to mess it out, and this was a free camo texture which was around. So yeah, there's a couple of those little examples, so I'll just jump over even into another one. Probably my old city. Yeah, this one's going to do. This is my really old city. The one that's, because it's most complete, is kind of easiest. The skybox here, this is Conquest. I'm going to create my own at some point. And you can see that I haven't done anything with the trees or the leaves and stuff, but I will do tons with that. Just getting the main blocks. What you can see is that the cobblestone wall, because it's cobblestone, it's got this kind of darker thing that kind of works for these really crap lamps, and these are terrible design. I had to do something with the trapdoor, but I have got my own glowstone block. So far it's not got the connected textures, but I'll have it so that it all joins up, kind of like in modern HD. So yeah, we'll kind of get onto that. You can see the roads, how smooth they actually look as well. I'm really happy with how that turned out. Let's go down here. Oh, it's got a weird line in it. Is that normal? That might be normal, though. I don't know, or I might need to have a look at the texture. We'll find out. You can see the kind of awesomeness of these roads already, and especially when they ramp up, they look really nice. So you got that. This, I need to change that goddamn never brick fence. It's just stupidly red. I just wanted to throw something in for no reason. You can see the buildings, they look pretty awesome. So this one is mainly out of quartz and black wool. You can see the quartz. I'll vary it this. I need to vary it the glass. But it kind of looks pretty awesome already. This one again, the cinder blocks that I was saying about, that's why I kind of want them dual use, so I can use them for buildings as well. This kind of path here. So I need to mess around with that quite a lot, but I'm happy with the wool and how that's turned out. It looks kind of smooth, but it doesn't look too smooth. So you can see this building, it's got the grey wool. You got some kind of dark grey wool, and that's way too dark. I think it is. It's just too similar to that, the kind of road texture. I think I need to lighten that quite a bit, really. If we actually go inside, I haven't had a look at how this works. So yeah, I need to change all these. All the wood I need to change. It just doesn't work. I've got a star blocks here. I also need to do all these textures. So there's loads and loads of work I need to do. But still, what else have we got? Yeah, these look cool. I like the red out of all of it. It looks really good. We've got a big building over here. It's a big spiky building. That kind of works really nicely with the white wool. I think the white wool's kind of turned out really nicely. It kind of gives it a nice grainy feel, which makes it feel less smooth, but it still looks stupidly smooth, if that makes sense. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like how quartz, or not quartz, but marble in real life looks smooth, but also rough at the same time. I've tried to go for that with this. I had to do connected textures on the glass and fix them, but I'll fix them first. So there's that. Let's fly around a little bit more. Stone brick I haven't done anything with. I'll do loads of that. Same with sandstone, I need to do that. See the lights at least. They're alright. And again, another reason I wanted the kind of blocks here to look better. They just look terrible. I need to change it completely. Also the paintings. These are all from Conquest. Basically the paintings, I'm going to do graffiti and road signs with them. So I'll do something interesting with that, because you don't really need them on the interior if I get kind of extra stuff. So that's quite cool. What else have we got? Let's have a look at... Oh, we could have a look at the plane. I guess we could look at the Boeing. This area, actually, this kind of looks cool. It's very smooth, very clean, but also dirty. You know, it's good. So this is quite cool. I need to texture the rails, actually, to make them Not good. I need to remember to do that. So, plane. Let's fly up. Oh, God, it's so high in the air. But you can kind of see how it's already turned out, and I've only spent a couple of hours on it, so it's kind of complicated. There we go. Let's have a look. I haven't actually seen the planes. I haven't really built it for it. But what I'd probably do with the planes anyway is now switch out the white wool for quartz, so that it all looks like the same material. So I'm going to have to make my quartz to look kind of like it can work on a plane as well. I need better than those iron doors. I need a better glass as well. But that's not too bad at all. Those engines look quite cool. I need to do iron bars. There's so much I need to do. Actually, yeah, let's talk about the cobwebs as well. The cobwebs have got metadata, so I'm going to make smoke out of them. So these smoke trails will actually be animated. That'll be cool. But there's kind of plain. It doesn't look too bad at all. I'm quite happy. That's the first time I've actually seen it in this texture pack. I haven't tried it out. But I would switch over to quartz. Just because it'll work. Right, so let's fall down. Here, there we go. That's what we've got. Still got the default trees. Oh yeah, brick as well. That's another one. What's with the roof? Oh yeah, the roof. Actually, I might not need to make... Because my road's quite dark, I might be able to use this for stealth planes. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, got Jag Thunder's cranes here. Here's one of my ships. I will be switching the main iron, because I used to use iron for Sphax. I'll be switching that to the kind of... what's it called? The wool. That's what I'm trying to say. So it'll look like, kind of like this. This will probably be the most complete one, even though it's missing the gold blocks and the animated smoke. It has quite a lot in it. So that looks quite cool. Also, I do need to change my wood quite a lot. I need to find something that I'm really happy with. But that looks quite cool already. I think the wool looks quite smooth and nice. So that's good. Another thing, dispensers. There's so much stuff that's in a texture pack you don't realise. But yeah, they're starting to look quite cool. All of those looking quite cool. So in general, I'm pretty happy with it. Actually, yeah, I've got the tanks now that I've switched this to cobblestone are actually going to look pretty badass. It does not work for medieval though. Good God, that looks hideous. That's terrible, right? And so that's even worse. Yeah, I need to switch that wood over. But yeah, the tanks, they look alright. Oh yeah, that red, that's a good idea actually. I used the nether brick for tank treads, so I might need to think about that. These look kind of cool. There's the Bane Blade tank. Kind of looks super smooth. Yeah, that's quite cool. So, lots and lots of stuff. Lots that I need to still do in it, but can you tell me what you guys think so far? I'm just going to go over here and have a look, and I might need to smooth out and not use cinder blocks for the actual stone slabs. There you go. Because I use them on the planes as well, the big ones, don't I? Yeah. So I'm going to actually have a mess around with this kind of now. And try and get something that looks a little bit more grey. I might just kind of match it with this kind of wool, maybe. I think that might work. So then it's just completely matched with it. And it'll probably work for the sidewalk. I'll have to figure that out as well. But yeah, tell me what you guys think of the texture pack so far. It's kind of going to be an ongoing process, but what I'll do is I'm going to try and get all the basic blocks done, and I'll put it up for download, and there'll probably be weekly updates on it, so I'll always do an update on the channel to actually show you guys kind of what's changed. But so far, it's not looking too bad. Kind of like the major stuff that I'm kind of working on is the kind of metadata stuff, so there's got lots of variation, a lot of the connected texture stuff. For example, for stone, in a normal texture pack with stone, you usually have one block, and I've got 144 textures so far for stone. So you can imagine kind of the amount of detail that's going in, but it will all be worth it in the end. It'll kind of make it look a lot better as a pack, and there'll be so much more variation in it to make it kind of look a lot smoother. So thanks for watching, guys. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you want to see in the texture pack as well, if there's anything that you can think of that will work for city builds. But yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video.